Hey guys, Triple T Cat here, recording for the Zombie Arcade for the first time in a while, but not much ado about that. This is going to be a review of Ghost Recon Phantoms, which is a free-to-play online shooter thing, and this is going to be like a live. I'm doing it live because I don't have any video editing software anymore that actually functions. I'm going to deal with that in the near future, but I'm going to do this one live. So while I'm searching for a match, I want to take some time, because this is a free-to-play game, I'm sure your first question is going to be, well, TTC, how are the developers of this free-to-play title going to be fucking me over real bad today? And, or how badly are they going to be fucking me over? I don't know. The answer is, well, okay. Everything that affects gameplay directly. Okay, so you got your two currencies. You got your in-game currency that you earn by playing, which is called AC, and you've got GC, which are ghost coins, which you have to pay money to buy. You can also buy a AAA thing where you pay for a subscription. It costs like $10 a month, and you get a boost to your XP and AC. You don't get any free ghost coins with this, as far as I can tell, which is kind of lame, but you get some free shit. So you can choose to play or to pay a subscription fee for this game if you want, but everything, as far as I can tell, everything that actually affects gameplay, all the weapons and armor and weapon upgrades and devices you can use, these can all be bought with your Athena coins, the stuff you earn purely from playing the game. So it's not pay to win in the sense that you must spend money to get things you're going to need. However, there's always a but when you sort of say it's not that pay to win. However, basically, it takes a long time to earn enough Athena coins to buy anything. I seem to be getting them about maybe 2,000 coins an hour, and I tend to play pretty well most of the time. Like, I'll often be the best person of the class, the best player on my team, that kind of thing at the end of a round. So a gun like this, for example, which is a fairly low-tier weapon in the Recon class here, costs 12,000. So to unlock this gun, I'd have to play for about 6 hours, which seems kind of... You'll see some of the more expensive stuff, like this costs 76,000 ghost coins. Some of this stuff this is over 100,000, or rather, Athena coins. So if you were to get this just by playing, you're talking about literally hundreds of hours, hundreds of matches played anyway. That seems a little ridiculous, and I'm curious about this ghost coin price. So that's like 2,800. I'm curious as to how much these go. I didn't look into this because fuck spending money. So if I was to buy that gun with real money, it'd be about $15. That seems a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. So about the business model. Here's the thing. You might sort of go, oh, but that's just different options, so it doesn't really, like, as long as the base gear is competitive, it's fine, right? Here's the problem, and that's that these guns are blatant upgrades. So right now I'm using the PP2000, which I had to unlock. The starting gun was worse than this in almost every way. You'll notice the next gun I'm going to unlock is pretty much the same, just with a faster, shoots faster. Actually, that's not that blatant of an upgrade, but if you look at, say, the next one along, like, this is just more damage, only marginally slower fire rate, better mag size, better accuracy. Like, it seems to me that the guns get better as you go along the tier list. The armor definitely does. Like, you'll notice this one has 13% damage reduction. Next one's 16. By the time you get to the tier 5, 22% damage reduction. Like, and more upgrade slots. So the armor, for example, just gets blatantly better as you go along. And because it takes such a long time by playing to unlock things, even though it is technically possible, it gives this thing a real sort of pay-to-win feel. It's a real turnoff for someone like me, who is a big fan of, a level playing field. I like my games to be competitive and fair and balanced for everyone playing them. And this game, it's kind of fucked up how much of an advantage having better gear gets you, and then when you take into account how long it takes to earn that gear by playing, yeah, it feels kind of pay-to-win, and the pricing is not that good. But as I said, if you're smart, you can do fine with the stuff you get for free. Another problem is that there are no real Australian servers, so you'll notice I have a red ping in here. So this game I'm probably not going to do as well as I tend to. It's pretty playable with a yellow ping, but just be aware that if you live outside of the US or Europe, There's not really any servers to accommodate you specifically, so you're probably not going to have an ideal experience. In fact, yeah, like that's pretty bad. Yellow connection is normally sort of alright, but red connection not so good. Also, my frame rate's kind of going to hell while I'm recording, but that's not really that much of a problem for this game. But what about the game itself? Supposing you can sort of get past the sort of pay-to-win aspects, the sort of dodgy business model. Well, as you can see and hear, the graphics and sound are not great, but, you know, it's okay. It's passable. I personally don't care that much about that sort of thing, to be completely honest with you. But they're sort of passable in this game. I wouldn't say the graphics or sound are very good, but it does the job. I like their little map. That's pretty. But what about the actual gameplay? There's actually a fair bit to like about this game if you can get over the fact that it's imbalanced as fuck because of the fact that upgraded weapons are just blatantly better. Yeah, in terms of the core gameplay, it's actually... I wouldn't say it's, like, that amazing, but it's certainly better than most free-to-play shooters out there. The movement feels pretty solid. The fucking aiming down sights feels a little bit weird, but that's okay. That's, like, the only thing. Like, the movement feels pretty good. Sometimes you get stuck to cover more than I might like. Like, sometimes you don't get off as easily as I would hope of cover, that is. But yeah, the movement feels pretty smooth. You got these cool little animations for going from a sprint to a crouch or a prone, stuff like that. You can slide into cover. That's all kind of neat. The weapons have a little bit of recoil to them. I feel like the guns could be harder to use, particularly the sniper rifles. You see I'm getting shot around corners pretty bad there. That's because I'm lagging. Yeah, I feel like the sniper rifles are could be a little bit harder to use, and I feel like all the weapons could be a little bit harder to use in general, but overall, like, the weapons feel okay. They actually do have a bit of recoil. I like that the game does have regenerating health, but you'll notice that my health is regenerating really quite slowly. I like that. You die fairly quickly, but it's not, like, too absurd. As I said, I feel like the gun should be a little bit harder to use, which would make the time to kill a little bit longer, but without making the guns feel like paintball guns. Like, if you are hitting people, they die pretty quickly, which I do like. You've got 3 different classes to play. You'll see I'm playing the Recon class. I happen to really like the Recon class in this game, which is a fucked up thing to admit for me. But I just feel like the SMGs, I don't use the sniper rifles really, but the SMGs are really good weapons, and I really like the Recon class's abilities. You can have either a cloak or a scan. I've got the scan equipped, as you can see. Cloak's also pretty good. Oh god, that's not good. For him! The other classes are Assault, which have assault rifles, and they can either use a shield or like this sort of damage over time grenade kind of gadget thing. I don't really like the assault powers in this game, which is why I amazingly am not playing as Assault. The other class is Support. They have light machine guns, and I can't remember what their class abilities are right now. It's probably not that important, though. They have their own class powers, and they can also... Assault can also use shotguns, and Support can also use... Assault have the weapons... Yes. Yes, good. I think we covered the classes completely perfectly. The gameplay itself, you'll notice it's a third-person sort of cover-based shooter. I do feel like it's actually pretty tactical. You gotta sort of stick with what your team's doing. If you try and run off up a... Like, you can't lone wolf in this game. If I try to run out there by myself and just cap, I'm gonna get fucking completely destroyed. There's no way I'd possibly survive. And I like that. I feel like it's a bit more teamwork-based. I mean, I'm not really using my mic. We're not having, like, ultimate strategies, but working with your team in at least a basic level is really important in this game. It does feel pretty, quite tactical. So I actually do like... I guess what I'm coming to say about the gameplay, ultimately, as you can probably tell, I actually quite like the gameplay in this game. It's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, it's not like super amazing. It's not the kind of game that I'd see myself sinking a shitload of time into, even if it... Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, God. Okay. I've been killed. You'll notice that my team's getting completely fucking destroyed at the moment, and that's because the enemy's flanking us. Like, flanking is so important in this game because people, you know, if you're sort of fighting it out and you both have cover, it's kind of hard to get anywhere. But if you flank around behind and can take some people out, then your team can kind of push up. So these guys are actually playing pretty smart here, actually flanking us. You'll notice I've just been kind of pushing up the front. The reason for that being that actually does tend to work fairly well because most players in pubs anyway are not really smart enough to flank. But since my enemy is doing it, I'm probably going to have to try and pull off some flanking shit myself here, otherwise we're going to have some real problems winning this match. Oh god! It's kind of an awkward feel when you get into a firefight like that in this game and nobody's in cover, because it takes a little bit of time to bring your gun up if you've been running. And that's kind of... yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, so I've got a bit of a forward position here, not exactly flanking, but if I can stay here and stay alive, it should be able to give my team a chance to move up. This guy's going to frag me so hard if I'm not ready for it. Okay, got his buddy there. You'll see I'm using my my scan here. I'm going to toss a nade in there. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. Oh god! No! So yeah, that's the assault guys. As I said, they have a big shield that can kind of knock you over. If he had been a little bit smarter, after he knocked me over, he would have switched to his gun and shot me while I was on the ground instead of, you know, just letting me get back up. Not usually the best way to use that gadget. But yeah, pretty tactical game. A lot of cool stuff. It's pretty fun to play. Overall, I do like it, aside from the business model. I'd say that, you know, since it is technically free, you might as well download this one and give it a shot, is my ultimate verdict. That guy shot me around the corner so fucking hard. Like, was that only one hit from that guy? No, he hit me 3 times, twice in the head, and one was a crit. That's another thing about the game that I'm not a fan of. Your guns have a crit chance. You'll notice below my crosshair there, it says like I have a 14% crit chance, or 6% if I'm walking or not aiming down sights. Yeah, sometimes your guns just do twice as much damage randomly. You can get things to like increase your crit chance and stuff. Not really too much a fan of that aspect of the game. That's one thing I don't really like. I feel like this is the kind of game, as I said, it has this sort of real strategic and tactical feel that could be quite interesting from a sort of competitive standpoint, the kind of thing that would be nice to really sort of get into and try and get good at. But then there's all this stuff where, like, the gadgets and gear just blatantly improve, and the fact that weapons have this crit chance, kind of this random element. I'm not really a fan of that stuff in the game, and it kind of ruins the sort of more competitive feel that the game might otherwise have. It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. So final verdict for this game. It's pretty good. It doesn't completely suck. However... yeah, it sort of comes with these caveats, as I've mentioned, the luck-based elements, the fucking kind of pay-to-win thing, or at least people who've been playing for a long time have a massive advantage. There is a beginners-only playlist, which is what I'm playing at the moment, which only allows, I guess, people who are fairly low rank. I'm not sure what the limit is on when you're allowed to go into beginners-only and when you're not, because, like, I have unlocked, I'm not using the starting weapon, I have unlocked some stuff, but I'm still allowed to play in the beginners only playlist, but I'm assuming at some point that will stop, and I'm no longer allowed to play in beginners only, and I think that's good, but it doesn't really fix my complaint there about, man, that Cocoa Butternuts guy is being a real pain in the ass for my team, but with his flanking and all, he's actually not doing that well, but he keeps getting behind us. Maybe I'm just unlucky and getting fragged by him. I have to say, I did like... why are you so far up my asshole? Like, there's no reason... now he's just inside our spawn zone. But, joke's on him, because we've captured that objective, so we should start... I think we're going to start spawning a little bit further up now. I'm not sure, actually. We're going to have to get that guy outside of our... out of our butthole, because otherwise it's going to be a real problem for us, because, yeah, we are still spawning in this point for now. Eventually, our spawn zone will move up. This game type, as you can see, is sort of a... it's kind of a tug-of-war kind of thing, like we cap the points and then they can reclaim it, and it's sort of, you need to progress through in a linear way. This fucking guy, man, I can't just leave him here. He's gonna be the death of everyone. My team, where's he gone? Where's he gone? He backed way the fuck off, back into our spawn. I'm gonna move up here, because I don't want us to lose Charlie. Yeah, so that's the game, folks. It's pretty decent. I would recommend giving it a shot. It's not a complete waste of your time. I don't know if I'm going to spend any money on it because I don't like supporting games that I feel are pay to win. Like, I feel bad about spending money on games where I feel like I have to spend money to be competitive. But it's not a bad game, and since it's free, you might as well give it a shot if you're super bored. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, Trouble T Cat out, and as is implied by the fact that this video exists, I am back. See you guys later.